Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Understanding of what to expect when we find out through the proper channels when there's a positive person and how you can support.
I am on another Zoom at the same time, so hopefully it won't take much. Hopefully it won't take much longer, and I'll join.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just chilling. I'm gonna pause the recording for now. Okay, so we are recording, and this is our first virtual 4-H Makerspace session for the 4-H Makerspace. So I'm glad you all were able to pick up your materials and supplies. Today we are gonna make a toothbrush robot or a toothbrush bot. And it's pretty simple and fun. And I decorated mine. I kind of made one but I don't have it hooked up to my battery right now. But the idea is you're gonna need a toothbrush, which you all have, and you can choose. I think I gave you 2 in there. You're gonna want to find your cell phone vibrator component. It looks like this. It's the little teeny one with the 2 wires. And you're also going to want to find your coin cell battery.
Do you cut off the top?
Yeah, if you already cut it off, that's great.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. And if you need, if you still need to cut it off, I like to use big wire cutters right here. Are nice to snip that end off, and it shouldn't be too hard to snip that end off. And then if you all have some tape handy, that really works. I was able to find some double-sided tape at my house, so that's what I used. And then of course I put some fun stuff in there like pipe cleaners, some pom-poms, and Google Eyes to decorate my bot. Now, the cool thing about this bot is you could make one out of each different head. And if you wanted to, you can test and measure how far they go from a certain distance, or if they move in a straight line, or if they spin. So there's a lot of different things to do, and it's kind of a science experiment. If you do it that way, then you can kind of maybe do 3 different tests of each and check and compare those measurables on how your bot performs with the different kinds of heads. I believe I gave you guys 2 different kinds of toothbrushes. One has curvy bristles and one has flat. So you might want to choose one or the other to work with at first. The first thing you're going to want to do is, first off, why don't you take out your coin cell battery. And then notice on your coin cell battery, there's a flat side, and the front it has a plus there. See that? So what do you guys think that means?
I think it means positive.
Yeah, it means positive, exactly. And then so on your little vibrating motor here, which one is the positive lead?
The red?
Yeah, the red. So red in electronics usually means positive, and black usually means negative. Now, it's also possible that you look at the ends of my wires. Can you see the ends?
Okay.
How I pulled back the kind of the blue and red coating around the wire to reveal the actual wire inside. You're going to want to do that, and you can do that with your fingernail probably, because this is not a very solid coating on these wires. So you might be able to just take your fingernail and press it around the edge a little bit, and then pull off the end of that coating, you don't want to pull out your wire though. Okay, so make sure you're holding the wire right here that you're doing. And then you want to just pull it off. If you have wire strippers, you could also use those, but I don't know if you all have them handy.
What are you supposed to do?
You're supposed to strip off the little bit of red and blue that's around the very tip of your wire, so you reveal a little bit more wire there. Does that make sense?
No.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it off.
Okay, yeah, it might be a little hard.
I was gone, so I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Graham, so you need to get the strip off the little bit of the coating that's on the end of your wires to reveal the wire inside on your little coin, on your little vibrating motor. If you need to use a wire stripper, you could use that as well. The other thing you could do is if you very, and I mean really carefully, just take the edge of a scissor, you could very carefully just barely scissor on an edge and then use your fingernail to pull off the rest and remove the rest of that little coating on that wire. Can you guys get all that done? Have you been able to do that?
It's hard to pull off.
It is a little bit hard to get that off.
Well,
The reason we want to reveal it so that we can test it.
most of my wire is already revealed.
It is? Okay. Well, then that's good. Who else needs some help?
I do.
All right. Show me your wires. Put them up to your little camera. Caroline. Okay,
So
yeah.
problem. So I don't actually have wires, and yeah.
What do you mean you don't have wires?
So I don't have wires, and I showed up late because my mom sent me the wrong link. So I'm a bit confused.
Okay, so you're gonna get out of your 4-H kit your little your vibrating motor. It looks like this. It's a little circle thing with 2 wires on it.
Oh,
Nope, that's the battery.
I don't have any wires. Yeah, I don't.
It's not very big. It's like not even as big as my finger if you look at the whole thing.
Let me go try to find it.
Jonna, how are you doing?
Still not working.
You might need to ask a parent for help to get that off. Isaac, how is yours?
It's working. It's not. You almost pulled off.
I don't want to encourage you to put it in your mouth, but that is another way.
Yeah.
Just
I don't
need to
know if I pulled it out enough.
put it up to the camera, Caroline. Let me see.
Yeah, I found it. I actually found it. It's really hard to find because it's mixed in.
So there's just a little bit of wire showing on there, and it might work with that, but I would recommend trying to strip off a little bit more of that blue and red so that you reveal a little bit more wire. See how much wire I got coming off of mine? A little bit more.
Okay.
So we got it.
Awesome, Isaac. That's great. So then what I want you guys to do is once you get it stripped out a little bit, you can take your coin cell battery and this vibrating motor, and you're going to want to make sure that the plus side with the plus on there
Yeah.
connects to the red wire. and you're gonna hold it with your finger, and then you're gonna press the black wire to the other side, which is the negative, and then all of a sudden your motor should start vibrating, and you can barely see it's vibrating there. Probably hard to see that it's vibrating, but you will feel it. Is it vibrating?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, good.
Whoa. A tiny bean.
Caroline, did you get yours stripped out?
So I'm about to. I don't know how though. So yeah.
So you can either use your fingernails to dent in a little bit of the colored coating on the wire and then try to pull it out, but you want to make sure you're holding the wire here because you don't want to pull the wires out of the actual motor.
Okay.
Or you can ask an adult to help you strip it with wire strippers or even scissors. An adult might be able to help you do that.
What do I do next? I've got it like stripped.
Did you test it with the battery and connect the positive to the red and the negative to the black with your fingers like this and see if it would vibrate?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's like a tiny bean. It's a toothbrush.
It doesn't show a positive or a negative on the battery. Does.
Yeah, the battery does. It has a plus on it.
Yeah, I see the plus.
The other side of the battery is the negative.
The vibrating knives are not vibrating yet. Tell me. It's not. It is.
It's not vibrating.
Okay, well, make sure you're holding the wires to the battery on the right sides. The black goes to the negative and the red goes to the positive side of the battery. Like that.
Oh my god, it's vibrating.
All right, good. That was your test.
Really?
Gotta test our components.
Satisfying.
Yeah, now it's vibrating. It's good.
Any luck, Caroline?
Oh.
So I'm it's going better now. So I'm working at it.
Okay.
Okay.
Stop.
I wonder what this is. It's a cork. That's a cool cork.
Stop. I'm doing this with you. You can run and do it yourself. Get some. Oh. Story. No doubt. Look. Got a bike.
It does show the recording sign.
We are recording, yep.
That's a little thing that says
Ow! That.
ooh, that's satisfying.
Donna, how are you doing with your vibrating motor, stripping those wires? Did you get them stripped down yet? Your adult helping you?
I'm supposed to put this in here.
Hey, you guys, will you turn off your mics if you're not talking right now so that we can hear the other people who need help? Awesome, thank you. You got it working? Jonna, it's vibrating? Yeah? How about Caroline? Yeah? All right, good deal. So once you get your vibrating motor tested with your battery and you know it works because you felt it vibrate by touching the red to the positive and the black to the negative side and holding them there with your fingers, now you're ready to start building your toothbrush robot. So the next thing you're going to do is, if you have not cut the head off your toothbrush, you're going to go ahead and cut the head off, and you can use wire cutters to do it. It should be pretty easy. And then you want to get some tape, and you want to put tape on top of it and make sure the sticky side is up. In my case, I was using double-sided tape. It worked really well. So if you have access to that, I would suggest it. If not, you can use single-sided tape and turn it on itself and have it taped so all sides are sticky. So you would do something like this with your tape and make it go in a little loop. All right. Then you're going to stick that tape on top of your toothbrush. And then you really want to make sure that this is all going to connect. So you probably want to connect your bottom part of your negative to the bottom of the battery, and then stick the battery with that negative onto here. So you could do it one of either way. You can also stick your negative onto there and then put the battery right on top. And you can test your connection by then putting the red on top and seeing if it still vibrates. If that would test to see that the black is connected well. So let's see if we can get to this point. Fold your tape, put your negative connection down, then put the negative part of the battery on top of the negative connection. So the positive face is up.
It needs to be smaller.
I'm kind of confused.
Okay, who said that?
Me.
Is that Graham?
Yep.
Okay, what part are you confused about?
Well, I don't know. I don't really understand the part where how I attach it onto it.
So first you got to take a piece of tape and fold it onto itself and get it to stick to the top of the toothbrush, and you got to get it to be sticky on the top. Like this side is sticky and tacky right there.
So pretty much attach the battery to the toothbrush thing.
Yep, but you want to make sure you get that negative lead in there on that tape first, so that when you put your battery over it, it'll connect to the battery. And you can double check that by then putting the top on and making sure that that vibrates.
Make sure it vibrates. Put it over.
That'll make sure that your negative side is connected very well. Has everyone gotten their toothbrush to this point? Almost?
Almost.
Okay.
It came out.
No, not yet.
And it might take a couple pieces of tape. You might have to be liberal with the tape. You just don't want to cover your connection.
No, that's not gonna work.
Because you want to make sure that that wire connects to the battery. Because that's how the power is delivered.
Ugh.
Oh, I hear somebody's
Going crazy.
robot going nuts.
Ooh. Oh, hey, it's working.
Good.
Oh, it fell off.
That fell off.
Oh, be tape.
Electrical tape works pretty good too if you don't have Scotch tape or double-sided tape.
I'm using that not see-through kind.
Okay,
No,
is it
wait,
white?
no, not that. Yeah, it's like whitish, orangish.
Okay, so that's like masking tape.
Yeah, masking tape.
Yeah, if it's pretty sticky, it might work too. So you just gotta try it.
Can you rub it on the back of the toothbrush head?
Yeah, you want to attach it to the back like this. So I have under here, I have my tape. And then I connect my wire on top of my toothbrush on the sticky side, like that.
Okay.
And then I put my battery with the negative side down so it'll touch that negative lead on that vibrating motor. And then I test it to make sure it still vibrates. I'm
Works.
putting the red on there.
Wow, that was crazy.
You got it, Caroline? Nice. How about the ladies in the corner? You all getting it?
Yeah,
Good deal.
I've got it, kind of.
Kind of.
So on your little vibrating motor, there is a little white tag that's on the back of that. And if you pull that tag off, it's sticky. It has adhesive on there. And so then what you can do is you can take and put your red on there on the battery and then take the vibrating motor and stick it right on top of where the red would connect to it. You might work, it might not, depends. Or you can just put another piece of tape down and tape that red lead on top of that battery. But you could use the adhesive from that, and you should have something like that vibrating in your hands right now. Mine is vibrating in my hands. Yep.
It is sticky.
Yep, it's sticky.
Wait, so where do I attach the moving thing?
The vibrating coin cell, or the little thing, you put it on top of the coin cell battery and you make it sandwich down the red line. So the red wire is then sandwiched right between the coin cell battery and the vibrating motor.
I kind of created a button.
Yeah?
Gonna have to push on the wire.
Okay, well that means it just doesn't have a great connection, so you can just kind of wiggle it and see if you can get it to connect better. The other thing you might need to do is, if you can see, let's see here.
Oh, there's a little hole right
See
there.
how I have my red wire connected to the bottom of my vibrating motor? But I don't have it connecting where the red is, because the red would make that wire lift off a little bit, and I want a pretty solid connection. So I have the entire metal part of that wire connected to that motor, but not where the red lead, the red coating is on that wire. I left the red coating out from under that battery. I didn't want that interfering.
Oh, let's just
Don't. No.
Okay, let's put it right there.
Once you get it connected, it should be vibrating enough that it'll do something like that and start dancing around.
Okay, almost. Oh, it still won't work.
To vibrate. I don't know why you messed with it, honey.
Once you get it vibrating and it's ready to go, you can pretty much add a little bit more tape to create your decorations. So,
Oh no. Uh-oh.
She's got her.
The blue wire just came out.
okay, well then you need to put it back under the tape.
No, I mean, it literally came out of the moving thing.
Oh, well,
And
then
it broke.
that means it might be broken.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Graham.
I don't remember.
But you can still continue building and decorating it, and then if the CSIC opens and if in a little while we can resolder it. Or you might be able to shove that wire back into the right area on the motor.
Like the blue. Like the wire broke off.
Yeah, it might be able to get soldered back on later somehow.
What is that?
You can still decorate your little robot, even if your motor broke, Graham.
I know. Put it right there. What are these long? What are the pipe cleaners for?
Decorations. You can make like a nose for your robot or something out of it.
Or a wing?
Yep.
Oh, well, there goes
This and this. This is copper wire. What is this for?
Yeah, what is that for? It kind of looks like a cork.
What is what for?
That little cork thing with a glass piece on it.
Oh, that's for one of our next projects when we make our bird feeders.
Oh.
Hey there, how you doing? It's all
Very late.
good.
I was
How you
doing
doing,
something
buddy?
else.
I wonder if I should use this one.
I finished mine. I didn't go. Sorry.
What happened, Isaac?
I finished it.
Show us. Nice.
I like that.
That's great.
Well, and some of you others that aren't showing your video, you'll have to scoot over and
showing myself.
like Jane's doing right now.
Okay, I'm gonna pass it over to Trip.
So that way so we can see your little robots, but not you.
I'm okay.
Oh, Owen, that's a cute little thing. I want to.
Electrical tip.
No. Let me go look for that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I love it, Isaac.
I know.
Has a red nose now.
Here's the back for it.
I don't know what
So then what's really fun with these
Mine has wings.
is I like to do races, and you can do like 3 or 4 sprints with this one, and you can measure how far it goes. Or I've had other students also count how many times it spins around. I've also had them time how long it took until it fell off a table. And then you can rebuild it with the flat toothbrush in your kit. And then you can compare and see which one's better, the one with the uneven bristles or the one with the even bristles.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be. Yeah, but what am I supposed to do?
Who's asking that?
Me.
Okay, so you're supposed to connect your positive lead from your vibrating motor to the positive side of the battery, and then the negative side to the negative lead of the motor. And then
Just got here.
I just got here.
and then stick it all together. Well, you will be able, we're recording this video, so you'll be able to watch it on YouTube again if you need.
What is this?
That's
I gave mine a long tail.
Ooh, I like it.
What? Where's my
You're very
motor?
creative, Graham.
My motor first.
Is this the motor?
Let me see. Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm supposed to take.
All right.
And then I'm supposed to take this wire.
Nope.
What am I supposed to do?
Oh,
The
okay.
wire on the vibrating motor.
Like
Connect it to the battery. You can tape it to it. The red to the positive and the black to the negative.
I put
And
it in.
And it should vibrate for you. And then you kind of tape them together in a layered way to get it all onto the top of the head of the toothbrush.
So red to the positive.
Yep.
Balls. Totally gonna attach those to my little.
Uneven? No, just
What are these little light stick things for?
Oh.
The
These
what?
LED light sticks.
Oh, those are for later. Save all those supplies in that baggie for later.
Even the eyeballs.
You can put an eyeball or 2 on your thing. The eyeballs are for your toothbrush robots if you want them. You don't have to use them.
What do you guys need? Big eye.
Jonna, how are you doing with yours?
Are these the sticky ones where like you could stick it onto it? These eyeballs?
No, you have to put tape or glue on the back.
Okay.
I don't know how to tape this.
But it doesn't, wait. And then
Right.
When will you be putting this on the thing?
I think Mary Louise is gonna take care, or I don't know. How are we gonna do that, Mary? One of us is gonna upload it to the YouTube channel that she has going for 4-H in Albany County. I'm sure she'll send an email with a link for that to everyone, okay?
Okay.
Trip, did you get your motor to work with your battery?
I just need to tape it down.
Okay. And did you cut the head off of your toothbrush so it's
So
short?
cute.
Awesome. Oh my goodness, that's adorable. Graham, that's cute.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I just gotta put it back together.
So y'all miss the Makerspace?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah.
What Makerspace? Come on, Graham.
I thought you were talking about something.
Oh, look at
different.
that. I like that little robot down there. Great job.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Is, get some tape.
Caroline, how's yours coming along?
So it's not really vibrating much anymore. So I'm trying to fix it right now.
Okay, yeah, you might have to retape those connections to the
Yeah.
battery.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So,
Stick up these eyes for a second. And the wings. Put this here.
On.
So next week, we are going to make one of these.
Whoa.
This is a bird feeder
That's
for
oh,
hummingbirds.
wires for. I thought the wire went around it and the birds would sit on it.
Nope, the wire you use, so the little wire you have in the thing is not enough wire for this. This is going to be the coat hanger that you're supposed to find at home, or another piece of thicker wire. This is about double or triple the thickness of the one in the bag. The one in the bag is for your garden jars that we're going to make, our glowing garden jars later. But next week we're going to make these bird feeders, and we're going to use the coat hanger or thicker wire that you find at home to wrap around it. And you're going to be doing some painting, so you're going to have to find some paint. Hopefully you have some acrylic paint or fabric paint at home. That works the best. But we'll talk more about that project next week.
So cute. Oh, there goes his tail.
How's everyone holding up for this break? Yeah?
I don't really like homeschool.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do homeschool, huh? Thumbs up and thumbs down. Well, you'll be happy to know that we're getting a lot more new equipment in the Makerspace, so it will be a little bit different when you come back, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I attached his eyes better now, so.
Ooh, I like that.
That looks cool. Stop.
Just go put one on top and it will be. Okay. If we solder it, we might have to like take it apart.
Yeah, we might.
No. Yay, working. Nope, don't fall down.
How do you have them? Is there like a way to make them stop whenever before they got their?
Nope, you gotta just pull out the wires. Unless we were to solder in a switch. If we were at the Makerspace, we could make these with switches and solder them in so you could turn them on and off. But since we're not there and I didn't think most of you had switches, I just eliminated the switches. So you just have to unplug the wire to make it stop.
I can't get my wires.
The bottom toothbrush to it.
That's funny.
Oops.
What was your question, Trip?
I can't get my wires to be taped down.
Do you have enough, no, let me look at the end of your wires. Did you strip off enough of the plastic around the wire so that you have it enough metal touching the battery? So you might need to strip those ends of that wire.
How do I do that?
You could do it with your fingernails, maybe a wire stripper if you have one. You could also run the wire just gently on a piece of scissors to just scar the edge of that rubber coating kind of around, or plastic coating around that wire, and then pull it off with your fingernail.
Well, I understand how that works.
Donna, how's your robot coming along?
What are we doing next?
That's it. We're just making these robots today.
What? Where are you?
We could play a game of Hangman if you want.
Okay.
Guys want to play Hangman while we're doing this?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me get a piece of paper.
Bring it to me.
Oh, it's a little top heavy.
Here.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna try this and see if I can do this upside down or not. Or maybe to the side. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Isaac, do you want to give me the first letter? A?
Please.
All right, there's your A. 3 A's. All right, who would like to put in another letter? All right, Jonna, what letter?
Together even? Not buzzing.
Are they on the right side?
You can put the letter in the chat. We can't hear you, Jonna.
I don't know. Ask them.
We stripped my wires and they're not working.
Hopefully it works. It should connect. Make sure you connect the red to the positive side of the battery and the black to the negative side. T. There is no T. So we're gonna get a head on our hangman. All right, who else would like, oh, I'm gonna have to write these letters backwards. Graham, you want to take a guess on a letter?
Yeah. Said I on the chat.
I see it. There is no I. Gonna get a torso.
I should change to speaker.
Who else wants to put a letter in? E. We have a couple E's. We had 3 E's. How about
Sounds
the
like
ladies
Jeopardy.
in the corner? You guys can put a letter in the chat.
I said K.
All right, I see it. K. There is 1 K.
Use the other one. There should be 2 batteries.
Oh, we got a B and an O. Hold on. We have 1 B. And no O's. No O's. R. Let's see here. We have 1 R. Oh, an M. We got an M. We have 1 M.
L.
An L. We do not have an L. We have 2 legs now instead. You shouldn't need the second battery.
Do we need it for another project?
Nope, you don't need it for well, you will need it for your LED jar. Yeah, you will. Yep. But you won't need it for 2 weeks. So if you got to try that other battery to see if it works with that motor, you can do that.
Go ahead, Trip, because I can bring you a different one. I can bring your mom a different one.
Or you
think-
can take it apart and use it for the other project later too.
I
True.
think my other battery got short circuited.
We do have 1 N and we do not have an S. And I see an F in there, chat. We do not have an F.
I'm sorry. Let me see.
Any guesses?
Be an animal maker.
Let's not be an animal maker. A J. We do not have a J. Now we have an eyeball.
What are the batteries?
What are the batteries?
So both batteries. 2 and then
Be an answer maker.
that battery is brand new, so it can't be.
Not an answer maker. A C. We do have a C.
A creative maker.
Creative maker's a pretty good guess, but it's not a creative maker.
Be a grand maker.
Except for that's a C. A D. Oh, a G. We have a G, but we do not have a D.
Changer maker.
Yeah, be a change maker. All right. How are
That's a
you
good
doing, Chris?
hangman, Jane.
What?
That's a good hangman.
Yeah.
And my motor doesn't work. I just opened the brand new battery and I put them on the right sides and it won't work.
Did you strip down your wires a little bit so you have more metal touching? Oh, you did. Huh. Well, I don't know. I guess it's possible that you may have got a bunk vibrating motor.
It was working earlier.
It was working earlier before we stripped it, and when we did strip it, it just stopped.
Are the wires, did they get pulled out of the vibrator motor part? Are you making sure they're connected solidly to the battery? You could tape them each to each side of the battery. I tape my negative to the,
I'm holding them as tight as I can. It's
Yeah.
not vibrating.
So something happened to it. I'm sorry, Trip, but you could still build it like this.
Like I did. Mine didn't work. It came
Yeah,
out.
Graham stopped working too. He pulled out one
Pulled
of
out
his
the
wires. It happens sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Time to decorate.
So next week, you guys are gonna wanna find a metal hanger or some thicker wire, about twice or 3 times as thick as the wire I put in your kit. And you're gonna wanna have some paints, either fabric paint or acrylic paint, so that we can make our jars. And you're gonna probably want some newspaper to put down on the service so that we don't, make a mess at your parents' house. And then we'll decorate the jars, see how we put the little gems into the paint and stuck them in there. That's always nice. So this hummingbird feeder that we're gonna make next week, gonna wanna think about colors that hummingbirds are attracted to. And hummingbirds really like what colors? Do you guys know?
Red.
Yeah, red. What else?
Yellow.
Blue, green.
Green.
They like yellow and red and white the most. Yeah.
Decorate it before you put the wire on it? Or before next week?
Yeah, we're gonna paint it before you put the wire on it. If you put the wire on it first, then you'll have to paint around the wire, which could be done as long as you have the wire moved out of the way. So you might want, like, this part comes down because it hangs from this, but you could flip that up and just set it down on your paper and then paint around it. So you could do it either way.
So should we work on it before next week?
Nope, we're gonna work on it together next week. You don't need to work on it till then. I just want you guys
Hello?
to have an opportunity to get all the materials and supplies.
You ready for work again?
Okay.
All
Thanks.
right. Does anyone want to show their robot off before we?
I'm so ready.
You in the area where you can play Warframe?
Nice, Caroline. Awesome. Those designs.
My brother is on a Zoom call right now, but he's almost done. So if I'm gonna reset up the Zoom room soon. So just when you're ready, join that.
All right, guys, we're gonna log off soon. So we'll see you next week at 3:30, and we'll make our hummingbird feeders.
Put a little hand thing that looks like it's waving.
Bye. I miss you all. Have a good week. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.